ضيف حلقتنا لليوم هو صخرة خط وسط المنتخب الهولندي على مدار 81 مباراة. لعب نهائي المونديال وفاز بالوصافة مرة وبالمركز الثالث مرة أخرى، لكنه لم يحقق حلمه في أن يصبح بطلا للعالم. على صعيد الأندية جال العالم طولا وعرضا حتى قادته مسيرته إلى الدوري القطري لكرة القدم. صلابته في الميدان كانت محل إعجاب عشاقه ومثار غضب خصومه. حين انتدبه العميد أراده عميدا جديدا للاعبين إلى جانب مشعل عبد الله وغيره. دعونا نتعرف على ضيفنا قبل أن نبدأ الحوار معه.
ككل اللاعبين المنحدرين من أكاديمية أياكس أمستردام العريقة في هولندا، رسم ضيفنا لنفسه مكانا تحت شمس كرة القدم وكثيرا ما ملأ عالمها وشغل ناسها. نايجل دي يونغ، الفتى الذي صعد إلى الفريق الأول ولم يكمل بعد ربيعه 18، سافر في رحلة انتقالات لم تنتهي. توقف فيها حتى الآن في 7 محطات بين هامبور ومانشستر وميلان ولوس أنجلوس وإسطنبول، ثم عاد إلى ألمانيا ولكن إلى ماينز، وها هي محطته الخارجية السابعة تقوده إلى الدوري القطري بعقد انتقال تجاوزت قيمته €1,000,000 حسب موقع ترانسفير ماركت. الرجل الذي بلغ سن 33 سنة يلعب موسمه 17. تجاوز دي يونغ حجز 500 مباراة في مختلف المسابقات، توج ب5 ألقاب محلية أبرزها درع البريمير ليج مع مانشستر سيتي موسم 2011، إضافة إلى 81 مباراة مع المنتخب الهولندي، لعل أبرزها وأصعبها على الذاكرة نهائي مونديال 2010 الذي خسره الأورانخي أمام منتخب إسبانيا، وخرج فيه ضيفنا أمام العالم في صورة سيئة بعد التدخل العنيف على تشابي ألونزو. لقطة أثارت الكثير من الجدل، صنفته صحيفة ليكيب باللاعب الأكثر عنفا في العالم، لقبته صحافة إنجلترا بالمدمر ذا ديستروير. هو في رأي صحافة الرايشتاغ الألمانية الآلة الحاسدة دير رازن ماهي، وهو خارج كل ذلك شخصية رائعة نكتشفها معا في حوارنا معها. أهلا بموهبة أياكس، أهلا بالديستروير، أهلا بالحاسدة، أهلا نايجل دي يونغ.
Nigel de Jong, welcome.
Thank you.
We are very delighted to have you in our show. This interview will be your first talk show appearance since joining Al Ahly Qatari team.
Yes, you're right, the first one. So it's a good one here in this nice place.
Nigel, your transfer deal to Al Ahly club was the highlight of the season, especially that it was the first and the biggest deal in the Mercato. We would like to know more about this career move and who made it happen.
Well, my agent got contacted by the Aspire team and the QSL if I was interested in a move to Qatar and to Doha, to the Al Ahly team, because we know the history of Al Ahly. It's the oldest team that's out here, and they're trying to make it big again and to compete. So yeah, they put everything on the paper and made it interesting for me to come over here. Obvious, and also with everything that's going on right now, also for 2022, was it an interested move for me. So that's why.
You used to play alongside the Dutch brothers, De Boer, and also Wesley Sneijder at the national team and as well at Ajax Amsterdam. Did you seek an opinion from them regarding Qatar Stars League?
Yes, of course. I mean, Wesley is one of my best friends. We grew up from small kids, and obviously him here makes it more easier also to ask his opinion, but also
De Boer.
Yeah, the word, not so much, but more, and Wesley, important for me to have him here and that he have an opinion also.
How are things at Al Ahly, and how would you compare the league here to the ones in Europe?
The league here, obvious, is the level of is a little bit lower, obvious than the European leagues. I've noticed that as well. especially during the weather, is hard also to play on a high level, and because of the intensity and the humidity.
You mean technical-wise?
Technical-wise, but also condition-wise and speed-wise. So it's a little bit it's different than the European leagues. We try always here in Qatar to get the level up, bring in players from Europe to make the level higher. So it can get better. With Al Ahly now at the moment as well, we had a rough start, and we need to find more and more each other. Yeah, the rhythm, the rhythm. We're fighting now. It is not how it's supposed to be. So
Are you disappointed?
No, disappointed, not really. More disappointed in that we, as a team, not combined yet. And what I said, we're just in the beginning of the competition still, so we still have a lot of games to go, but we have to make sure that it's going well.
Which player here captured your attention and you feel maybe he deserves a shot in Europe?
You mean from the Qatari locals?
Yeah.
Well, there are a couple of players. I think we at Al Ahly we got a new kid, a young kid, Mido. He's a young kid. I think he's like 20, 21, left footer, a really good player, and he got the potential also to become outside winger,
Okay.
so offensive player. Young kid. He just came to us a couple of weeks ago.
Other than him?
Other than him, I think there are a couple of players also.
Not only in Al Ahly, I mean.
No, in general, there are players, also a couple of players by Rayan and also Assad, a couple of players. But it's hard, it's hard to compare it now. So we'll see what happens.
Nigel, as an observer and also a footballer, how would you evaluate Qatar's preparations for the FIFA World Cup 2022?
I see a lot of stuff going on, obviously, with all the building that's going on in Doha, and especially the new stadiums. I've heard obviously also the stuff that they like to do also towards 2022, and I think it's going to be great. It's going to be an amazing.
Do you see
World
yourself involved in Qatar's progress towards the World Cup 2022? I mean, will you row in the same boat?
Yes, I will row in the same boat. Yeah, that's also one of the reasons that I'm here. I want to be part of this. I want to be part of that process towards 2022.
As a consultant?
As a consultant, maybe as an ambassador, also to 2022 to make it a special place. Because where in the world can you have a World Cup with all the games in one city?
Exactly.
It's never happened, and that you have the opportunity also to watch
2 games,
3 games even,
3
games even on a day, So, that is an opportunity. That's a big shot,
Yeah.
So I mean that's a big thing. So never ever in the history of World Cup it happened. So it's nice to see that here.
Will Al Ahly be your last pit stop career-wise?
You never know.
Will you retire here?
Hopefully I retire here as long as I can. I like to play as football as long as I can, but you never say never. You never say never, and you never know. I mean, I go always with day by day.
Nigel, since you are an Ajax Academy graduate here, we have the Aspire Academy, and we are very proud of it. Are you familiar with it, and how would you rate it?
I rate it very well. Obvious because of Aspire. I'm here also in Qatar and in Doha, and I see the facilities. We're looking here in the back of it, and I've already been there, and the facilities are amazing. The youth programs, the way how they train, the way how they think about sport in general, not even football, but in sports in general. It's just amazing. It's an amazing place. And
so it's Pitar.
Yes.
The hospital.
Espetar, obvious, but even that, but also in combination with the athletes. What they do, it's just amazing. What I said, I think there's a big future also for the Qatari local athletes also to have a big shot as a professional athlete.
You have been part of a very successful Ajax Academy. What is different now from then?
It's not really that much difference. If you look at the team now, they've got a lot of young players that can play as well. I mean, 2 years ago they were still in the final of the Europa League. So, but back then, we had a lot of different players, like a lot of coaches from outside. A lot of foreign players with a good mixture of experienced players. And we played Champions League also on the highest level back then. And hopefully this year they do it again. So there's not a lot of difference. It's just a player that changed.
Ajax Amsterdam was a big influence on your career. Do you still watch Ajax's games, and what do you think of the performance of the team in the Dutch league and as well as in the Champions League so far?
They're doing well. I mean, they're doing well competition-wise in the National League, but also in the Champions League. They won the last game against Athens, 3-0. So. Yeah, I mean Ajax, you know, like especially how big the club Ajax is, they always have to play Europa in Europa, if it is Europa League or Champions League for me, you know, and I still follow them. Last weekend was not the best weekend because they lost the derby against PSV, the big one. But it's still early in the season, so a lot of stuff can happen. But what I said, you know, Ajax will always be Ajax, and especially in that arena where they play, it's amazing. So
it's history.
It's history, you know. There's a lot of stuff happened there. It's history. So yeah, it's good for young kids to play there.
Talking about Ajax Amsterdam, Frankie de Jong, the wonder kid of Ajax, is now all over the front pages of the Spanish and the British newspapers. Ronald Koeman said when asked about him, he is a debutant who plays like a veteran. If you were in his shoes, you would leave Ajax to play in the Spanish league or in the Premier League?
I don't know, you know, it's a hard question, you know. It is a feeling, at the end of the day it's a feeling, you know. It's a feeling that you have as a player. You know, who's your favorite club? What was your main goal when you was a young kid? Where you want to play? So for me as well, and for him as well, it is hard to say now, like, yeah, he has to go there or he has to go there. The main thing for him is now to get better. You know, he's still young.
Yeah,
he's still young.
Xavi Hernandez said that he is very similar to Sergio Busquets. Do you agree?
He's similar in his way of seeing the game.
The game.
But I mean, as a player,
he has lots of foot in his head.
Yes, he got a lot of you know, like technical ability in his brain. But as a player, obviously they're different. You know, the style of play is different. But I mean, I think the view and how they approach football is the same.
For the second year in a row, a Moroccan player has been named the best player in the Dutch league. Do you think that Hakim Ziyech is really a piece of jewelry for the Dutch football?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've seen him the last couple of years, and I see how his talent grew and how he developed himself as a player. And you know, there was a period this summer that they were talking about a transfer, that he might go to another club. But I think it's the best thing that for Ajax that what happened, that he stayed and he wanted to renew his contract. So yeah, he's a piece of jewelry also for the Dutch league, but also for Ajax, you know, like.
And for the Moroccan national team.
For the Moroccan national team, they did not so well the last World Cup, but I
for
mean,
they did excellent.
They did excellent. Okay, they did excellent.
The problem was with the VAR, I guess.
Oh yeah, the VAR. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was a pity, you know. I mean, they worked hard, they tried everything, but unfortunately they're going to go to the next stage. But what I said as well, you know, for him as well as a player, he's an excellent player, and I think he will go to a big club eventually.
Yes. Nigel, you have played alongside big players like Rafael van der Vaart and also Zlatan, the very famous Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That must have been a very special time for you. What was it training alongside Ibrahimovic every day? Was he really full of himself like he is now?
Full of himself, I always say confident, you know, like people always say he's full of himself, and he has to because he got the qualities, you know. If somebody has the qualities and you know when you talk he can back it up, I don't think it is full of himself, it's more confidence, you know, for me as well. And he was that already on a young age.
Overconfident.
Overconfidence, yeah, overconfidence, but you have to back it up, you know. He backs it up because when he goes on the pitch he performs, you know, so he was that on a young age, you know. He was that already when he was 19. I met him I was 17, he was 19 or 20, and he was that already when he was young, you know. So for me also, like, he's the type of player that always was like that. But he's amazing. He's an amazing person, you know. His personality is amazing. So you know, people see him from outside, but he's an amazing guy.
He's the boss.
He's the boss, yeah.
Nigel, you have played across the world. Which club or which nation you find best suited for your style of playing?
I like most of the styles, but I liked England. England was
Manchester
amazing.
City.
Yeah, City and AC Milan, also in Milano, in Italy. I think that was best suited for my style. I was very loved there, and I love the places also there to play. So I think I gotta go for England and Italy.
Okay. Talking about the citizens,
Yeah.
You have played for Manchester City and won the league title with them in 2011. Your nickname was the Lone Mower,
Yeah.
and also you said that the City fans were some of the best you have played for.
Yeah.
How special was your time back with the citizens?
It was very special because I came in a period that Manchester City just began to become
To
City
rise.
to rise. So it was very special, and also the love and the support that we get from the supporters was amazing. So for me to come in that stage and then win the titles and trophies from nothing and become a big team, that was just
That
the
must
transformation
have
was
been so
amazing.
special
It was
for
very
you.
special. It was very special, and also for the fans, who were there already for years and years and years, and they were losing and losing. And now all of a sudden they're winning. That transition was amazing, and that's why I loved it over there.
Let's talk about the other club of Manchester, which is Manchester United. Manchester United and its Portuguese manager Jose Mourinho are struggling big time this season. According to you, what went wrong with the Devils this season, and who is responsible for that? The management, the players, or the manager?
No, I think everybody's responsible. I don't know what's really going on because I'm not there. I don't see what's going on in the team.
As an
I can only say
observer.
as an observer, I think the team is not clicking right. I think it's not a whole team yet. It's not flowing well, so like you see at City or Chelsea. The flow is not there. But it can be a responsibility of both management and players. They both have to take the responsibility if something is going on. But that means for all the teams, and that is also for United now at the moment. But I mean, United is United. They will always stay on top.
Nigel, it has been quite a journey for you as a player. Do you feel complete?
I feel complete if I win something and I be and I do well with Al Ahly, in these upcoming 2-3 years. So, but to be honest, I'm not 33. I had an amazing career, so I feel complete, and I'm very happy with my career, also national and international wise. So, I'm very happy at this moment.
Nigel, people always go on about how tough and aggressive on the pitch you are. Do you think your technical ability is underrated, honestly?
Yes, a little bit obvious because they see the character obvious. That's the aggressivity that they have as a football player. So they don't really see the technical skills. But I think the real people in football, they see also the player that's behind Nigel de Jong. So for me, that is one thing that you have to show also the people, and they will recognize it.
Yes. Nigel, post the first round of the Champions League, which team is your hot favorite?
Now, after the first round, that's so hard. I mean, Madrid.
Liverpool?
Madrid, I know you don't like it, but Madrid always stay a favorite. Liverpool is a favorite, obvious. I've seen Liverpool play. They're amazing against Paris
Barcelona crashed.
Barcelona, crashed Eindhoven.
4-0.
4-0.
That's why you hate Barcelona.
No, I don't hate Barcelona. I like Barcelona. It's a nice team. You got 3 or 4 teams, If I have to go for one, I go for Liverpool.
Messi promised all the Catalan fans that he will bring back the trophy to Camp Nou. Do you think he can do it this year after 2 years of failure?
I think he can do it if he puts his mind to it. And Messi's Messi. He can do everything, But at the end of the day, he needs a team as well. He can't do it alone. So we'll see.
We'll see. Nigel, post the heartbreak of the World Cup qualifiers, do you think that the UEFA Nations League would provide an ideal platform for a new beginning for the Dutch national team, this considering a very good performance against world champions France?
I think so. I think it's important to have all these countries play against each other and just to level each other up. And also for the young kids now in the Dutch team, it's important for them to also experience how it is on that level. then instead only on the national level and play in the Dutch league, you know. So I think it's a good thing, and I think they get experience and they get better out of it.
Okay, what has gone with the Dutch team in the past few years?
It wasn't the best. I mean, you know, like that's what I said. You know, management and players, they're both responsible for the failure.
And also the academy.
Academy, you know, but it's not even Ajax Academy. It's everywhere, all the academies, you know.
Johan Cruyff did criticize the academy.
He did criticize it, yeah. Before he passed away,
Yeah.
he criticized it, and that was years ago, a couple of years ago.
It was no longer genuine, that's what he said.
Yeah, genuine, but also, yeah, exactly what you said, you know, like the DNA
Exactly.
of Ajax, you know, the DNA of Ajax was not there anymore. But it's coming back, back slowly. It's a process, you know. Sometimes you break something and to rebuild something.
You need that,
Yeah.
yeah. The last time you wore the Oranje jersey was back in 2015.
Yeah.
You haven't made your way back since then. Were you neglected?
Maybe in the last year, 2015, yes. But after that, you know, there's a new generation coming up now. So you have to accept it. That's the
rule of life.
The rule of life. That's the choice of the coach. So you have to accept it, and you just have to move
No
on.
hard feelings?
No hard feelings. No.
Okay. Now, Nigel, we finish up this amazing one-on-one interview with
Yes.
our curious test. Are
Okay.
you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay. Breathe in,
Yes.
breathe out.
I'm
I
ready.
will ask you a bunch of quick answers.
Okay.
And I need short answers by one word or maximum 2 words.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ronald Koeman or Danny Blind?
I gotta say Ronald Koeman.
Jose Mourinho or Pep Guardiola?
Jose Mourinho.
Best player of all time?
Romario.
Why? Because he used to play with your dad?
Yes, exactly.
At PSV?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Good.
I used to go watch their games.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You.
I used to go watch those games. Yeah.
Best moment in your life?
Yeah.
One word.
Birth of my children.
Worst moment in your life, career-wise?
Missing out the World Cup final, losing it.
Against Spain?
Yes.
Yes. Your strongest attacking opponent?
Oh, it's difficult. So many. I gotta say Messi.
Messi. Honestly, did Luka Modric deserve the FIFA Best Player award?
Yes.
According to Nigel, who is the best player this season?
I gotta say Luka Modric. Overall, he was the best. If you see the Champions League, if you see the National League, if you see the World Cup, he deserved it. That's
Okay.
why he won.
FIFA award or Florentino Perez award?
I gotta go for the FIFA award.
Justin Kluivert or Frankie de Jong?
Justin Kluivert.
Oop. Best player in your position right now?
N'Golo Kante.
The Destroyer, the Lone Mower, or the Gentle Soul? Which nickname do you like the most?
On the pitch, the lawnmower of the pitch is in Gentle Soul.
Your biggest victim as a destroyer?
I had a couple. I don't know. I do.
Xabi Alonso?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Hatem Ben Arfa?
Maybe.
Who
Yeah.
maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
No,
yeah.
give me one name.
It's hard, you know. I think it will be Hatem.
Hatem.
Yeah.
Okay. Who will win the Qatar Stars League?
It's hard. It's still early, but I think
Assad,
Assad, Duhel.
Duhail,
Yeah.
Champions League,
I gotta go for Liverpool.
Dutch
Even though-
League.
Ajax.
Which players did you love watching when you were growing up?
Ronaldo, Romario, obvious. Redondo,
The
Ma-
Prince
the
of
Prince
Real
of the
Madrid.
Yes. Mauro Silva, Brazilian. Dunga, I don't know if you know him, Brazilian. These players.
Now, messages to these in one word
Okay.
or 2 words. Wesley Schneider,
Shakik.
Ronald Koeman,
Thankful because he made my debut. It's Ajax.
Frankie de Jong.
Maestro.
الأهلي fans.
We need more. No, but they're good. Yeah,
Dutch fans.
amazing.
Steven Pienaar.
Brother.
To the spirit of Johan Cruyff.
Dutch football. Complete.
Total football.
Total football.
That's
Very
it,
good.
yeah.
Very good. Total football.
Your Instagram photos show that you and your family are having so much fun here
Yeah.
in Doha. What do you best like about Doha?
I think it's the diversity. There's a lot of stuff to do, also for the kids, especially now because of the weather. It's a little bit hard to go outside and to really enjoy it. But I've heard many stories already that when it goes down, outdoor living is fantastic. But there's a lot of indoor places also, you know, that I really like. And
You went to the Banana Island.
already, yeah. I went to Banana Island. It's a piece of heaven already, you know. It's like a piece of the Maldives, you know, when you come there. So I've been there already. So we've been just exploring. I mean, I've been abroad already for 13 years. So living in different countries. So every country you go and every city you go, you need to explore new things.
Speaking of Instagram, Nigel, you
Yeah.
have posted a picture of you and Wesley Schneider, and you commented on it, shaqiq, which means in English, brother. I guess you're starting to have a hang of Arabic.
It's hard, but I'm trying to get a hang of Arabic. Of course, living in a place like Qatar in Doha, you need to know a little bit of the basics, you know, to make
So
yourself
what do you know?
understand.
than
Alhamdulillah,
shaqiq.
inshallah,
Salam alaikum.
salam alaikum,
Yalla
alaikum
yalla
salam,
shabab.
inshallah, yalla shabab, yeah, of course, these kind of things. So the basic stuff, you know, but I think with the time, I'm just here for a couple of months now, so with the time, I think I will speak with you a little bit more in Arabic.
Make sure everybody in your boat is rowing and not drilling holes when you are not looking. Know your circle. Very touchy and personal Instagram status.
Yes.
Comment on it. Why?
Because, you know, like as a famous football player, there's a lot of people who always like the ones to get
Destroy
something
your
of you,
life?
destroy your life, or
Abuse
wants
you?
to abuse you, or like get something of you, you know, if it is money or
It happened
stuff
to
or
you?
things. Of course.
You've been through that?
Yeah, I've been through that, and what I said, you know, you have to keep your circle small with your family and your close friends, and just enjoy the things in life with them. And you know, when you get older, you get more and more
So
experience.
life taught you lots of lessons.
Of course. That's what life is about.
Now, finally, Nigel, if we have to choose 3 pictures
Yeah.
from your Instagram account or
Yeah.
maybe 3 tweets from your Twitter account, which ones would you choose for us? Nigel de Jong, it was a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And in Dutch, I will say, dankjewel.
Very good. Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you very much. Shukran.